Hey everyone, Ben here. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you do enjoy today's video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button because we're trying to grow on the platform, and turn on the notification bell to be notified of all uploads and live streams. And if you did like today's video, then don't forget to hit a like down below because it helps other people to find our videos. And don't forget to comment down below on any suggestions for content that you have, or comment about today's content. Let me know what you thought. Let's get into the video. Alright, what's good YouTube? So, I mentioned in the last episode of Sonic Adventure 2 playthrough that I would be doing a different series before I do the dark mode on that game. That's going to be Spyro the Dragon Randomizer. So, the random for this came out a couple of days ago, and I've been itching to do a series on it. So, what does this randomize? Well, it randomizes the requirements for you to jump between the different worlds. So, of course, you've got the 5 different home worlds, and you normally need to get different requirements in order to go to them. Now, this randomizes those requirements, so changes up the way you play through the game depending on what seed you get given. So, of course, random games like this, or randomizers in general, games like Minecraft also do it, they give you what's called a seed, and that seed is going to generate what items you're going to need to go through.
Okay, rolling.
Oh. Now, I'm running this on the EPS60 emulator with HD hacks involved, so that it makes the game look really nice in HD, like as HD as an SD game can be, I guess. Alright, so this is where it starts. So this is what's going to toggle the seed generation. So all we have to do is hold circle, and that's going to randomize the seed. Now, I'm going to look away. I'm going to let go of circle. Now. So our seed is 13299. So we'll hit X to select the seed. So in order to leave artisans, we're going to need to get 11 dragons. By the time we need to leave peacekeepers, we need 4 eggs. We need 31 dragons to leave dreamweavers, 3,300 gems to leave beastmakers, and 5,800 gems to leave magic crafters. So there are going to be our requirements. We can get rid of that box, and we can pull it up whenever we want as well, just by clicking in the right stick. So by the looks of it, we need a few requirements, but nothing too crazy. So this one might not take very long. Don't forget as well, I probably will stream some of these randomizers as well on either Twitch or YouTube. So don't forget, like I said, to turn on notifications, what have you.
I'm going after him.
Although I have been taking a break from streaming any content to mainly recording at the minute because of, I want to put more effort into that for now. So I will be, but... So anyone wondering what my experience with the Spyro games is, I'm actually, or at least for a time I was a Spyro speedrunner. Not of this game, of Spyro Year of the Dragon. We don't need to go into the speedway, thankfully. I do not like the speedways in this game. So I was a Spyro speedrunner for quite a little bit, actually. Spyro Year of the Dragon mainly, and I also currently speedrun the Spyro Reignited trilogy. So actually I want to do a shout out, quickly shout out to Daemon. He's the one who, he's the one who got the randomizer first up on YouTube, so thank you, Deo. I actually have quite a few good experiences with Daemon. I've run several speedrun events with him in the past. A few including Blitz, which Blitz was one that was really cool. So I doubt if he remembers me. If he does, thank you for showing this rando on your YouTube, Deo. Much appreciated. But, like, I've been waiting for a Spyro randomizer for ever since I started playing Rando. Like, the Spyro trilogy is one of my favorite trilogies of all time. I absolutely adore the Spyro games. So it's actually really nice that this has a rando now. I'm really excited to see if they can ever do one for Spyro 2 or 3. Because I was always a bigger fan of Spyros 2 and 3 over the original. Not because the original's bad, I wouldn't be playing it if it was bad, but like, just because there's a bit more variance with 2 and 3, like more moves, so it's not just a basic collectathon, there's also a lot more puzzle involved, which is nice. Again, not that, you know, I think this game is bad, it's not bad by any means. You know, it's one of those games that suffers with being the first of its kind. So like, with it being the first of its kind, you know, you don't expect overly too much. Like, it does what it needs to do for the first installment. I'll say that. Because if I say anything else, it makes it sound bad. Like, this game's not bad. If you've never played Spyro the Dragon, I highly recommend it. It's one of the best platformers out there. But at the same time, the first game does suffer from being the first of its kind, and usually the first of its kind affects every kind of game in the same way. Like, you know, they're very basic, there's not much to them. You know, like, it's kind of like the speedrun for this game. The speedrun for this game, the speedrun for this game is very, It's very basic. There's some glitches involved, but there's nothing too intense in there. Like, it's one of those speedruns that's mostly optimized gameplay and movement, which is fine, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But like, personally, the games I speedrun, I like to have that balance between glitches and gameplay. So some of the games like I speedrun personally, like Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion is one of those games that's a good balance between glitches and optimized movement and gameplay. Stuff like Reignited Trilogy, that's a good balance. Like, Reignited Trilogy has a good balance, although Reignited Trilogy also has some of the most frustrating glitches to ever exist that you need to perform, which is annoying, but fine. What else we got? We got Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets on the GameCube, which I've speedrun in the past. That's a fun game to run for the most part, although I don't speedrun anymore because of how frustrating it really is. Like, that game, the problem with the glitches in that game is if you get caught out of bounds, you're stuck, and the run dies. And there are out-of-bounds glitches up till about the 3-hour point of the run, and it's not a lot of fun if you fail at that point, so, like, I tend to stay away from speedruns that really frustrate me. But, like, it kind of sucks, actually, because I actually stopped speedrunning the original Spyro 3, and I didn't touch any of the others after that, and the reason for that is because the leaderboards aren't split between the PAL region, which is where I am, because I'm in the UK, and the NTSC regions, which is America and Japan. Now, the reason why I stopped speedrunning is because the leaderboards aren't split, meaning I can't go for a top time in my region because the leaderboards aren't split, so the PAL runners have to run on the same leaderboards as NTSC runners, and it's not really fair because there are quite a few differences between the two games. So that's the reason why I stopped speedrunning Spyro 3 original, which kind of sucks, like I said, because I enjoyed that speedrun. It was actually a really cool run, and I got a really good time, you know, for the PAL region. You know, I think I'm in the top 5 PAL runners on Spyro 3. But again, because I can't go for a top time because of the region lock, like, my only other option then is to emulate, and I really don't like to emulate my speedruns. I think currently on my speedrun.com profile there's only one game that's emulated, and that's Harry Potter. And that's mainly because at the time my week wrapped out and I really wanted to do runs. So that kind of sucks that that's a thing, but if the leaderboard mods for that ever see this and you want to do the leaderboard split, I'd happily come back and start speedrunning those games again, but until that happens, I fail to see the point, because I can't compete for a top time, and the way I see it is, like, speedrunning is more of a competition than anything else. You know, you want to be able to compete for a top time. If you don't want to compete for a top time, what's the point?
Hey, Spyro, press...
Like, I don't get it. What would be the point? If you're not planning on competing for a top time, I fail to see the point in, you know, actually attempting for it, I guess. It kind of just defeats the purpose for me. Because speedrunning in of itself is a big competition, you know. If you're not aiming to be the best in the end, what are you really doing it for? Like, me personally, for the games I speedrun, I try and come in at least in the top 3. If not top 3, then top 5. You know, as sort of like an end goal. Of course, not out the gate. You're never going to get top 3 out the gate unless it's a non-run game. But, like, you know, say for stuff like Oblivion where I hold world record, my original intention was to get top 3, and then if a top time seemed viable, I would go for it. And sure enough, it became viable and I got it, and I've had both world records on console for Oblivion for a year now. No one's even come close to topping my records. To be fair, my records on Oblivion on console are really good. I mean, my any percent time on Oblivion cannot be touched. That's way too good. Trust me, it's fantastic. I'm the only runner ever to ever get a sub 5 minute time on console, so... like, no one's topping that, and then... like Oblivion No Out of Bounds, which is the same as any percent except you can't go out of bounds. You know, that time can be improved, but even so, that run is so frustrating to improve that no one will probably take that either, to be honest. And then for anyone wondering, I also do own other records. I have a world record on Skyrim as well for console. So I do own, like, you know, different world records on speedrunning. I don't just own it for one game. Although for one series I do, yeah. Because, like, Spyro Reignited, like, the way my placement is on the Reignited trilogy, because I've done runs for all 3 games. Spyro 1 I'm in the top 50. I didn't do that many for Spyro 1 before I took a break. Spyro 2 I'm in the top 10, Spyro 3 I'm in the top 5, and then for Trifecta, which is all 3 games back to back, I'm in the top 3. I've got 3rd place on that. So, not doing too bad for Reignited, although again, like I said, at the minute I'm taking a break from streaming in general so I can focus more on recorded content. And then of course spending time with people in the Discord, so if you're not already in my Discord, don't forget to join it down below in the socials section. And I might end this episode off here, keep it short for the first episode. So let me know if you guys are enjoying this by commenting, subscribing, liking, all the good stuff, you know, join me on my socials and turn on notifications, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Hey everyone, thank you for watching today's video. Above is a preview of the previous upload, and if you want to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe please, because we're trying to grow on the platform. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell to be notified of all uploads and live streams, and if you liked the video, why not leave it a like? It really does help other people to find my videos, and don't forget to comment down below on any content you want to see, or what you thought about this video specifically. Let me know, and I will see you guys in the next one.